So I'm working also as a freelance front-end engineer. And I was actually scared that if I start posting on LinkedIn as a career transition coach, I will find it hard to get clients for programming jobs because it will be confusing and I didn't really know how to handle being both things on LinkedIn. But I already see that it's working really well and I'm getting much more visibility, much easier than on Instagram. And yeah, I trust this is the way to go.
Welcome to Career Coaching Secrets, the podcast where we talk with successful career coaches on how they built their success and the hard lessons they learned along the way. My name is Davis Nguyen, and I'm the founder of Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to 7 and 8 figures without burning out. Before Purple Circle, I started and scaled several 7 and 8 figure career coaching businesses myself and consulted with 2 career coaching businesses that are now doing over $100 million each. Whether you're an established coach or just building your practice for the first time, you'll discover the secrets to elevating your coaching business.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Career Coaching Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Regin Dora, and today we're joined by Manana Jaworska, a career transition coach, front-end engineer, and digital nomad with a PhD in psychology and first-hand experience shifting from academia to tech and then into coaching. Manana brings both empathy and strategy to help others craft lives and careers they truly love. It's my pleasure to have you on the podcast. Welcome to the show, Manana.
Hi, Regin. Thank you for inviting me. Happy to be here.
Manana, tell me a little bit more about what inspired you to become a career transition coach.
It has been a topic that was very important in my life because I didn't know what to choose as my career. I had a lot of trouble with this since I was in high school. I wanted to figure out what to study. And then when I was studying, what to do after. And then when I was working in academia, doing research in social psychology, and I realized that I don't want to do this anymore, it was also a very important question for me. Like, okay, so what I want to do? So I think because it was such a big topic for me personally, I really became interested in this topic. And I was talking with a lot with other people about it. It was just something that I was always interested in, like, oh, how did you know that you want to do this? And how did you get there? Are you happy doing this? And so I was always talking with people that I was randomly meeting about this. And the idea to do this for work was actually coming back several times. And at the beginning, it came, I think the first time it came to me when I was studying psychology. And I was thinking what to do after. I had this idea to become a career advisor. That was the first time. But then I realized that in Poland, where I lived, because I'm from Poland, this is a job that pays minimum salary. It's not really enough to live. So I ditched this idea. But then it was coming back. And finally, it came back when I realized like there are so many other options to do this. I can be a coach. I can have an online business. I can work with people from all over the world. So I finally, after many, many years, decided to follow this instinct and become a career transition coach.
Interesting. Wow, well, that is an interesting story. So, from psychology, moved over into front-end development to be able to do the digital nomad lifestyle, and then into coaching. That is interesting. And we were talking a little bit about this earlier. You are right now in Medellin in Colombia. Do you like live there now currently, or are you just like temporarily there and then move to another country?
Yeah, I live here. So actually, yeah, I chose programming because I wanted to be able to live wherever I want. And I ended up living in Barcelona in Spain for 5 years. And then I became a digital nomad and I was traveling for 1 year and a half in different countries in Europe and in South America. And that's how I discovered Medellin. And I just fell in love with it. It's just an amazing place. So I was coming here a few times. And this year, I finally decided to just move here and just stay here because at the moment, I prefer to stay in one place.
Nice. Can you tell me some more about like it's been more than a year right now that you have started your career transition coaching business. How does the journey look like, at least for this amount of time that you've been working on it?
Yeah, so I think an important thing to mention is that I'm doing it part-time because I still work as a front-end engineer. And because of that, it's maybe not going as fast as I would like to, because I often have to prioritize my programming job over this. But I think like the important thing is to move forward. So just like taking small steps every day to move forward with my business. And I think like, yeah, I am moving forward. I think like in much, much better place than a year ago, but I still have a long way to go. So I see myself as a beginner in this business. And also the thing is like I'm learning everything because I have never run a business before. So I'm learning all the aspects, right? Like social media, marketing, sales. I'm enjoying it a lot. I love this that I have to, I'm growing in all these different aspects. But yeah, it's taking time because, yeah, it's all new to me.
And do you think that in the future, if this outgrows your, let's say, salary that you're working on right now, would you potentially move full time into coaching, or you'd love
Definitely.
doing both?
Definitely. I actually decided about a month ago that I'm going to do that because I realized that I cannot fully develop my business while doing just like a little bit. I have to put more into it. So this is my goal. I think this year it's going to happen to at least stop doing programming work for 6 months, maybe a year, and go all in my coaching business. Because while I do like programming, I get so much more satisfaction from coaching, and this is what I really want to do. So I don't really want to spend my time on something that I do just for money. And well, yes, there is some pleasure in it for sure, but it's not the same.
Who do you work with? Like, what is the target audience right now?
For me, target audience are people who are already, mid-career, like they are already they already have some careers, so not like just out of university, and they are not fully satisfied with it. They want to change. They want to do something either more meaningful or giving them location independence or freedom to be with their kids, like whatever they want from their lifestyle. I help them figure out what it could be because people usually don't know exactly what they want, and that's what's stopping them from doing a change.
Is there a specific industry? Are you like working with developers, or is not really specific to that?
No, I'm not. I don't want to limit myself to tech, but I feel like I do attract people who want to be able to lead digital nomad lifestyle because like that's what I represent with my life, and many people want that, or just having the freedom. Like they don't necessarily want to be digital nomads, but maybe they want to move to Colombia for 1 year or to the countryside.
Thank you for sharing that. And since you shared a little bit about like you thinking of potentially moving full time into coaching in the future, and talking about the future, do you have any goals you're working towards for the next, let's say, 1 to 3 years?
Yeah, that's the main goal. That's the main goal is to be able to live just from coaching and yeah, not have to do freelancing in tech and just like this to be my job, my only job. That's my main goal. Also, I want to help as many people as possible, basically like have more impact. And I know that one-on-one coaching is like, there is a limit. It's not that scalable. So I'm also working on developing some tools that will enable me to do it in a bigger scale.
Yeah, and potentially you could also look into group coaching as a secondary offer, or offering a course as well. And when it comes to investments, have there been any like coaching programs, masterminds, or communities that you have found valuable in growing your coaching business? Have you invested in any of those?
Yes, I invested firstly in a course about how to succeed on Instagram because that was the first platform that I went on and I had no idea how to, like, I wanted to do it well from the start. So I thought, okay, I'm going to invest in the course. I definitely learned a lot of things, but I'm not sure if it was worth what I paid. It's really hard to quantify, but yeah, I learned definitely some tools. And also I connected with many other people. I think that's also a big value from this kind of programs. Now I'm in a mastermind about storytelling and communication. So how to talk about my story, how to put it on Instagram and on LinkedIn, yeah, in a way that will convince people that they can trust me. And yeah, I'm getting a big value from this as well. But I feel like that's also not enough because, as I mentioned before, I have like no background with like sales, marketing, and I feel like I lack a lot from this business basics. I really need someone to help me. I decided recently that I need to invest more in order to really succeed with my business. So I decided that I will invest in one-on-one business coaching, but I don't know yet with who I will work.
Mhm.
So I'm currently exploring.
So when it comes to Instagram that you just mentioned, can you share a little bit more about the strategy behind that? Like, how did that work based on what you think has been actually successful for you when it comes to like to Instagram?
So on Instagram, first I was using the strategies that I learned from this first course, and I feel they have worked quite well. For example, looking for posts that are about career transition or like being unhappy in your job, anything related, and then seeing like who has commented on these posts and then connecting with these people. So actually, I've gained a lot of followers this way, and yeah, I think it has worked quite well because then you really find people who are interested in what you are doing. Because there is no point in having followers if they are just there, but they will not buy from you, they will not engage with your content. And so this, I think, worked well, but at the same time, it was pretty time consuming to do. And right now, I'm not focusing anymore on looking for new followers because I feel like right now I need to focus on converting my followers to clients. I already have enough followers that there should be some clients among them. So I want to focus on that. But one strategy that I use right now is just being active on Instagram and connecting with people. So just like commenting on different posts and just like every day. Of course, the best is if it's like related with my topic, or maybe they are like my followers, my potential clients. So this is like this connection time that I'm trying to do every day, and I feel it is working as well. It's more organic way to gain followers than what I was doing before.
And all your current clients that you have right now, did all of them come from Instagram?
No, some of them are from like personal connections. Actually, that's still, even though we live in digital world, that's still how I also get leads. And especially here in Medellin, I feel like sometimes I just like go to a coffee shop and I start talking with someone and then it's a lead, or I go to a workshop and it just happens. So I feel like in a real life, it shouldn't be underestimated.
Yeah, absolutely. I think connecting with people, just because we are like in this digital world, I tend to think that connection in person is not that common anymore. And whenever that happens, is more special than whenever someone reaches out to you on LinkedIn. Now, not saying that that is a bad strategy. Obviously, reaching out on LinkedIn has worked for many people, has worked for us, has worked even for me in the podcast. But I'm just saying that that human connection in person definitely leaves a longer lasting impression on the person that you are communicating with. When it comes to like your experience so far with your coaching business throughout this year, is there something like you wish you had known first when you started it, like an unexpected lesson learned?
Yeah, so there was one very unpleasant lesson. As I told you, I started with Instagram. And like it was the only platform I was trying to build my business on. And I will tell you later why not LinkedIn. So I was investing everything there. And then they just like suspended my account out of the blue. And it was so stressful because like, you know, like all the hard work that I put in it, all the followers that I gained. And I really thought that I'm going to lose my account. And they suspended it because I think I was unfollowing people and they were like, oh, this is a robot. And no, it was just me, but I was doing it fast, whatever. And I just couldn't get it back because I was in Switzerland. This is like the digital nomad life problems. I was in Switzerland. My phone was Spanish and I didn't have reception in Switzerland. Like my roaming was not covering Switzerland. And I needed to get a recovery code via text and I couldn't get it. And I was just completely blocked with that. And then even support told me, like, I think you are not going to get your account back. And then somehow I finally managed to do it. Like I discovered a workaround, but I think it took 2 days and I was so stressed. And I think that really made me realize how I don't want to rely on this and that I need other strategies, which is, I think, like for many coaches, will be obvious. But yeah, I didn't want to have a mailing list before that, for example. And then I was like, okay, I know what you're saying. You need a mailing list. So that was pretty stressful. So like, I think maybe a good advice is if you are working on Instagram, then make sure that you have everything set up properly to recover your account if you need to. I think maybe two-factor authentication or something. Yeah.
I definitely hear you on that. The importance of having multiple channels for your coaching business is like such a big thing because, like you said, you cannot rely on it tomorrow. You might lose your account, and it can happen everywhere. It can even happen because Instagram might decide to close the app tomorrow. Like you cannot be too reliant on just one channel. However, one of the things that we generally talk about here in Purple Circle is that one channel is enough. If it's the right channel where your target audience is spending time on, one channel is enough to scale your coaching business initially. However, relying on just one channel could also come back as an issue, which is where a second channel would be helpful. And a lot of coaches generally start with LinkedIn and then move on to the other channels because generally the people on LinkedIn are looking actively to change their jobs. Their focus is on improving their careers. So that's why it's generally a channel that works best. However, you cannot always rely on LinkedIn either because they always are changing their algorithm. And I really like that you mentioned having an email list, which means that is permanently yours. You have access to that email list and you can use it and utilize it in your own way whenever you need to. And you can even like if the system that you are hosting your email list goes down, you can just go ahead and move that to another system. So it's never something that you can permanently lose. So good advice there. Could you share, you were mentioning to me earlier something that why you didn't initially go to LinkedIn. Can you share more about that?
Yeah, sure. So I'm working also as a freelance front-end engineer. And I was actually scared that if I start posting on LinkedIn as a career transition coach, I will find it hard to get clients for programming jobs because it will be confusing and I didn't really know how to handle being both things on LinkedIn. So that's why I haven't started on LinkedIn, even though it seems like a natural choice for career transition coach. Then at some point, I decided that I will create a company page and I will start posting from the company page. So it's like separate from my profile. But this didn't work really well. I think company pages are treated differently on LinkedIn. So I was not getting a lot of visibility. And then when I finally took a decision that I want to go full time into my coaching business and I don't want to have any new clients because I currently have a client. So I just decided I don't want to find any new client once this cooperation ends. I decided to go full in, but it's been just like less than a month that I started posting on LinkedIn. So I don't really have results yet in terms of having clients from LinkedIn, but I already see that it's working really well and I'm getting much more visibility, much easier than on Instagram. And yeah, I trust this is the way to go. And I will be learning now more on how to get clients through LinkedIn.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So you made the decision to finally switch. And even for myself, I've had that issue in the past before when I was switching from development to marketing. And it was hard for me to pick like one. You kind of have to pick one. You cannot have two names with different jobs. So it's kind of like, yeah. But thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing the challenge there and the decision. I think you made the right one. Is there any other final advice you'd like to share with other career transition coaches who are going to be watching this and are in the beginner level?
I think I regret not investing earlier, which of course is scary. It's really scary to invest money in something when you like have at the beginning, like you have no income, right? So it's scary. I remember when I paid for this Instagram course, it was like maybe 500 euros or less, but I felt like, oh my God, what did I do? I just paid, like maybe it's a scam and I will get nothing out of it. And now I'm considering investing 20 times more. I think I understood that this is to build a successful business, it is worth it. And I think like I could have done it earlier, but I didn't. Of course, I had to like go through it myself because I was thinking I can do it myself. And then I had to go through it myself and see that I'm not getting the results that I want. And now I'm okay, I will invest. And I think that's how most people work. But I think maybe it would have been better to invest earlier. And I think if we want results, we need to invest.
Yeah, definitely. As a lot of coaches in this podcast or a lot of guests that I've had always share that they, as a coach, also have a coach because if they don't believe in investing in another coach, then it's hard for them to have other people believe that they need their coaching skills. So, yeah, I'm totally aligned with that. Well, it's been a pleasure, Manana, talking to you today. For anyone who wants to connect with you or find you, they can find you on your own LinkedIn profile, Manana Jaworska, or they could also find you on your career change guide on Instagram or Manana Jaworska on LinkedIn. It was a pleasure, Manana. Thank you for coming to the podcast today.
Thank you. It was great to be here.
That's it for this episode of Career Coaching Secrets. If you enjoyed this conversation, you can subscribe to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to this episode to catch future episodes. This conversation was brought to you by Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to 7 and 8 figures without burning out. To learn more about Purple Circle, our community, and how we can help you grow your business, visit joinpurplecircle.com.